Hi and welcome. Today I have to deal with one of my fails. Basically I failed soldering in a component to this board. It's a little mini UPS board, dirt cheap from AliExpress. And I failed with this guy. Standard simple bicolor LED. Common anode in this case. My fail was I fried it. I used too much voltage, too high current when I tested it on this, but at the time I didn't really pay attention, so I went ahead with this little project and I soldered it into to this board to indicate charge or no charging. So obviously I had to desolder. And in the process I managed to leave some solder in pinhole number 1. Basically it was a little bit difficult to get it out at the time. I was a little bit pressed for time as well, so I didn't try that much. But that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna desolder pinhole number 1, get this new functioning diode in, and test this board to see if it works. The inputs here, the battery hookups here. I'm gonna use a standard 18650 lithium battery, and the outputs here, the 9 volts is here, and we're gonna see if it will work as a standard UPS that goes over to battery output when the input goes away for whatever reason. To do that, to desolder, I think the best method is to use something like this, soldering paste. It's basically just flux, so I'm gonna put some flux on top of the hole, heat it up with my soldering iron, and see if we can either just poke a hole and get the old solder out with just a pin like this, or if it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, see if we can just basically suck it out with a solder sucker like this. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna see if we can get this board working. Okay. Hey, if you enjoyed this, please give me a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Okay, attempt number 1 to desolder this pinhole number 1. Let's see if we can manage to get it out easily. Maybe I just get one shot on this, at this. Let's see. Let's try first with just to poke a hole, no flux. Oh, that was disappointing. That was too easy. Why didn't this happen when I tried first time? Well, there you go. The hole is desoldered, so let's move on to solder in the new working diode. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I'm ready to solder in the new working diode. I have double checked, made sure it's working this time. The shortest leg is the green. So just to make sure, I'll turn this one over, see if we can focus. Sorry about the shadows, guys. Not optimal lighting yet. But anyway, green, that's the bottom one. So it should go in like this. There we go. See if we can get it down as far as possible. Perfect. There we have it. Bend the legs a little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can solder it with my super novice soldering skills. not taking solder. There we go. And the last leg. Doesn't look too bad. Let me look up close. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's clip off the excess. I could do a better job than that. Okay, there we go. It's novice soldering. I'm happy. Okay, that's it. Let's hook it up and see if we can get it working. Okay, will this little guy work? As you can see, I've hooked up pretty much everything already to save some time for this video. What I have or will be having 7 volts coming out of this power supply. Going to the inputs here. I have the battery hookups here, standard 18650, just an old salvage battery. It works fine. It's 2200 milliamps, I believe. I have the output here, should be 9 volts, hooked up to a tester load. I have some different resistors here. I'll be testing on 20 ohms or possibly just with the fan. This guy is, per the manual, it's rated for up to 1 amp, but the Chinese translations say cannot keep 1 amp, so I suspect it's gonna be lower than that, but it says it can do up to 1 amp, but let's see. So I have to be careful not get any shorts here because there is wires everywhere, but everything looks good. So let's fire this one up. Preset this one to 7 volts out. This one should be able to boost from 5 volts, minimum 5 volts, up to 9 volts. Okay, let's hook up everything. Let's hook up so we can get some current measurements right here. Okay, there we go. We have that one. I will leave the battery for now. First I want to see that we actually have 9 volts on the output. Okay, let's fire it up. Well, it starts, that's good. It's a good start. 7.2 volts, 90 milliamps it's giving out. And you can see the fan here is drawing 85 milliamps. So a few milliamps to run the board. Okay, let's see what we have on the output. Oh, that's not good. Just one fan. And it's delivering 6.95. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing, and it's not current limiting either. No, it's not. Okay, let's hook up the battery and see what it will do, if that's going to make any difference. Okay, now we have the battery. The battery measures 3.85, so that should be fine. It should be actually charging as well at the same time. Still 85 milliamps from that one fan. 7 volts. That's very odd. Let's turn this off and let it run from the battery alone, like a UPS. Okay. Charge indicator turns off, that's fine. Nothing on the output. Let's see what we have on this. Okay, so on the battery it will actually run 9 volts, 909 on the output to be exact. 140 milliamps. Okay, so the battery will actually power the fan properly. But I do not have any load on this one, it's just a fan. I have a bad feeling it's gonna be crippled. Okay, 20 ohm going in. Oh yeah, I can hear it straight away. The milliamps went up to 208. Let's see what we have on the output. Yep, 3.6 volt going out from this UPS. It's rated for up to 1 amp. It should still be at 9 volt. 20 ohms, that's going to be, including the fan, that's going to be somewhere around 450, right? 450, 450 milliamps, somewhere in that region. But it's not. 208 at, what was it? 3.6 volt, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Oh wow. Okay, so let's try again with the 7 volt input. Now it's drawing 576 milliamps, 75, 77. Okay, and oh wow, it went up to 400 milliamps here. That's more sensible actually. That's strange. Why didn't it do that straight away? So the difference, 575, 409, a little bit for the board, a little bit for the fan. So the difference is going to be actually the charging. So 150 milliamps charging, that's not much. But I don't know what was the charge rating on this one, but it doesn't look too much. Okay, let's see what we have now. 6.73, that's not great. That's terrible. 6.7 volts, 410 milliamps output. Let's go back to just running the fan. Yeah, okay, there it runs 909. The battery is connected, is active, and it has an active input, 7.15, now 360 milliamps. Okay, let's try again. Let's kill this and see what it will do. Still running. Okay, yeah, the battery can run this one at 9 volts, 113 milliamps. Let's crank up the resistance, 20 ohms. Oh, terrible. 3.6. That's just absolutely terrible. And if I give it the 7 volt input again, 6.7. Still far away from 9 volt. Okay. I think it's safe to say this little mini UPS module is useless. Well, for me, for the project I was going to use it for, it's kind of useless. It's a bad board, bad AliExpress board. I do have a 12 volt version and I have a 5 volt version. I will actually take them out and do a test for another video, for a follow-up video, to see if it's the same result. If it's the same result, because it's the identical board, if it's the same result, I will say these boards are just pure trash. Just stay away. If not, I probably just got a bad board. But we will see if it's equally bad as this one. Okay, I think that's it. That's the conclusion. So far, it's a bad board. Stay away. Don't buy it. Okay, there we have it, guys. This product is a mini UPS, isn't exactly stellar. It's pretty poor actually. Didn't manage to provide 9 volt on the outputs, even on modest current draw. I think it was just above 100 milliamps and it started to sag, seriously sag. So this is not a great board. If you have any comments as to why it's bad, how it's bad, or if you have any alternatives that I can try to use for my project, I really appreciate if you leave those comments below and give me some feedback on this board or potentially other UPS boards that I can use. I appreciate that a lot. Right now, I have to say this is just not a good board. I will do a follow-up video where I have a 12 volt version and a 5 volt version, and I will see if those are equally bad. I suspect they are, but I'm not 100% sure. I might have received just a very bad board, but let's see. I will leave a picture in picture of this board on AliExpress right up here somewhere. So you can see exactly which model I purchased. Do I think everything on AliExpress is bad? No, absolutely not. I have a lot of stuff from AliExpress that is decent quality, good quality, but no question there is also a lot of trash on AliExpress. And I suspect this board, this module, is one of those trash items. So I can't really recommend this mini UPS. It really doesn't handle much current at all. Okay, that's a wrap. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you will like and give me a comment below. And I see you on the next video. Have a good one.